This is Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. Now from the Collins Aerospace Studio at the Nordloff Center in downtown Rockford, here's your host, Eric Wilson.
Thank you for joining us for another edition of Bergstrom's State Line Quiz Bowl. There is not much of our tournament left to play. Last week, you may have seen Morrison earn a spot in our Final Four. There's only one seat left, and it's going to go to one of these teams. First, how about a nice round of applause for the Keith Country Day Cougars? The Cougars are looking for their third straight appearance in our Final Four. Last time out, they narrowly beat Pecatonica. That was a fantastic game. This one may be equally close. Who knows? Ryan is their captain. Introduce us to your starting lineup. Ryan?
Hi, I'm Ryan, captain of the Keith Country Day School Quiz Bowl team. My teammates will introduce themselves from my left to my right.
I'm Billy.
I'm Colby.
And I'm Nangba.
And they are the Keith Country Day Cougars, taking on the Winnebago Indians. The Indians got here in a pretty convincing fashion, maybe trying to make a statement. You guys, I'm sure you remembered it, you topped Lutheran by more than 200 points. Carson's like, yeah, we know, no big deal. Sam is their captain. Introduce us to your starting lineup.
I'm Sam Aston, captain of Winnebago's State Line Quiz Bowl team, and I'm joined by Dylan, Carson, and Merrick.
Sharp-dressed man Merrick on the end here. A year ago, these same two teams were in the same position. How did it go? I'm sure they remember, in case you don't remember. Keith got the best of Winnebago by 30 points. Basically, in our final round, that's 1.5 questions. So this could be equally as close of a game. We hope so as viewers, maybe not so much for the contestants. They'd like a little more cushion. We'll see how it goes. You have to know the answer to these questions. Hands on your buzzers. Remember the two most important rules. Wait for me to call your name before you answer, and say that answer loudly and clearly. Good luck, contestants. Here we go. What villain in a 2022 film sings Ave Maria while being questioned? Colby.
The Riddler.
Yes. Questioned Arkham Asylum after killing corrupt officials and leaving clues for Batman. In 2022, a group led by Mike Nicholson succeeded in changing the blood type of what organs whose functional units are called nephrons? Dylan.
Kidney.
That's right. A doctor who specializes in that organ is a nephrologist. Our teams are matched question to question so far, 2 in. What country whose former interim president, Janine Áñez, was arrested in 2021 is now led by Luis Arce, a former minister under Evo Morales? Carson.
Brazil?
Incorrect. Keith. Billy.
Argentina.
Incorrect. Right continent, wrong country. Bolivia. A.D. Bryant, Kate McKinnon, and Pete Davidson were among the cast members who departed from what NBC? Sam.
Saturday Night Live.
That's right. What NBC show after completed its 47th season in 2022? What element with atomic number 94, which has been used in pacemakers, can decay? Ryan?
Plutonium.
That's right. It decays to produce uranium, which has atomic number 92, also used for some nuclear weapons. What peninsula, which contains St. Catherine's Monastery and the resort of Sharm el-Sheikh? Merrick.
Yucatan.
Incorrect. I'll finish for Keith. Is north of the Red Sea and east of the Suez Canal? Colby.
Sinai Peninsula.
That's right. It's also part of Egypt, Sinai Peninsula. Timoshenko was a longtime leader in what Colombian guerrilla group that fought to create a communist state until a 2016 ceasefire? Carson.
M19?
Incorrect. Keith? That was the FARC, F-A-R-C. What president whose cabinet members shunned Peggy Eaton in the Petticoat Affair? Billy.
Jackson.
That's right. Signed the Tariff of Abominations and the 1830 Indian Removal Act. What word that describes a type of communication shared between two cultures that do not speak the same language is a homophone for a type of bird? Merrick.
Avian.
Incorrect. Keith? Homophones are words that sound the same but have different meanings, right? Pigeon. What singer, who released the 2021 albums Blue Banisters and Chemtrails Over the Country Club, says, it's you, it's all for you on video games? Sam.
Rodrigo.
Incorrect. Keith? That was a good guess. Lana Del Rey. What landforms, which come in recessional, medial, lateral, and terminal types, are accumulations of till and debris deposited by glaciers? Dylan?
Basalt flats.
Incorrect. Keith, these could be your points. Billy?
Moraine.
You got it. The diameter is the longest example of what line segments whose end points lie on the same circle? Ryan?
Chord.
Those are chords, that's correct. What product, types of which include Diamond Naturals and Purina Beneful, may be consumed by household pets? Carson?
Dog food?
That's right, Dobermans and Schnauzers. I totally agree with the question at the end of your answer because I don't think we've ever had a dog food question here on Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. That was part of history. What term is given to a combination of staffs connected by a brace used to write music for one instrument, such as a piano? Carson?
Clef?
Incorrect. Keith? Nangba?
Like a measure?
Incorrect. Grand staffs. And that's how we end the round. Kind of a tough music theory question there. Keith Country Day is in the lead. Very early start to our game. There's lots left to play, too. Keith has 60. Winnebago has 30. We'll be back with our volleyball round after a short break. After one of the most entertaining coin flips in Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl history, unfortunately that happens in a commercial break and you don't get to see it, we are here at this point in our volleyball round. Keith Country Day has 60 points, Winnebago has 30. Before we get to the volleyball round and show you the results of that coin flip, we want to thank our judge, Brad Fisher. He is the head editor of the IHSA Scholastic Bowl State Series. It's easy for me to remember that title because he helps us out so many times, but every time we want to say thank you because we want him to know how much we appreciate his help when he's here for Bergstrom State Line Quiz Bowl. So because of the flip, Keith Country Day gets our first volleyball question. Remember, work as a team, contestants, but we need to hear the answers from the captains. Ryan, are you ready for your first volleyball question? Here it comes. The 2022 student loan relief announced by Joe Biden forgave more debt for recipients of what grants intended for students from low-income families?
Pell Grant.
Yes. Seemed like that was a team consensus. First points of the round go to Keith. Winnebago, here's your first question. Sam. What British author wrote about siblings Isabella and Edgar Linton who grow up at the Thrushcross Grange estate in her novel Wuthering Heights?
Bronte.
Can you be more specific?
Charlotte Bronte.
Incorrect. There were three sisters to choose from. It's Emily Bronte. Back to Keith. What sensitive yellow tissue that is a major component of teeth surrounds the pulp and is covered by cementum in the root and enamel on the crown?
Dentin.
Yes, Denton is right. That didn't put a smile on your face, huh? That question? Come on. It did to Nangba. I can see that from a mile away. Winnebago, back to you. What artist whose spinal surgery inspired her piece The Broken Column painted self-portraits depicting her unibrow and was married to Diego Rivera?
Kahlo.
Yes, Frida Kahlo, one of Mexico's most famous artists. Back to Keith. What national park near the tourist towns of Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg is shared between Tennessee and North Carolina in the Appalachians?
Smoky Mountains.
We can take that. That's right. Full name, Great Smoky Mountains. It's the Smoky Mountains National Park, the most visited U.S. national park by far. Almost 13 million people. Back to Winnebago. What author, who was a member of the Beat Generation, wrote about a strange place known as Interzone in his novel Naked Lunch?
Burroughs.
Yes, William S. Burroughs. You knew that fast as well. Keith, what play in which aristocrat Madame Renevskaya loses her family's estate in Russia is by Anton Chekhov and ends as axes fell the title trees? Spoiler alert for the ending, we just gave it away. That's The Cherry Orchard. Back to Winnebago. What behavioral psychologist who wrote the much derided 1957 book on linguistics, Verbal Behavior, invented the operant conditioning chamber?
That's Piaget, or was that Skinner? Is it Skinner or Piaget? That's Skinner. Skinner?
You got it, right before the buzzer. I could hear some deliberation there between two names. Skinner was it. Back to Keith. What composer who included a Rose Adagio in his ballet Sleeping Beauty used a B minor oboe theme to represent Odette in his ballet Swan Lake?
Tchaikovsky.
Yes, another consensus answer sounded like over there. He also wrote the Nutcracker in the 1812 Overture. Back to Winnebago. What second largest moon of Jupiter is thought to be unusually undifferentiated and has a surface almost entirely covered by impact craters?
It's Eris. Euripides.
Incorrect. Callisto. And that's how we end the round. We're out of time there. We got a 40-point swing now. So Keith actually added what? 10 points to your lead. You're up to 100 in triple digits. Winnebago, not too far behind at 60. Lots of game to play. In fact, you all have played this game long enough. You know what a big difference the NECA IBEW Lightning Round can make. That one's next. But first, you get to play at home with the Bergstrom bonus question.
In 2014, the U2 album Songs of Innocence was uploaded for free to subscribers of which digital service, which is operated by Apple?
Halfway through the final game in our Elite Eight. This is for the final seed in the Final Four. Our scores aren't going to change much after this question because it's for pizza and pasta, not points, from Lino's. So hands on your buzzers, contestants. Let me know if you know the answer to this, which our contestants have referred to now, I guess, as the pizza round. In 2014, the U2 album Songs of Innocence was uploaded for free to subscribers of which digital service, which is operated by Apple? Carson.
Apple Music?
Incorrect. Keith, go ahead, Ryan.
iTunes.
iTunes is correct. You get the pizza party. Inside joke, Ryan was hoping for the pizza redemption. That's an inside story. When you see Ryan out in public, you ask him why. Congratulations, you got the Lino's Pizza Party. Good job. We'll be back with more questions worth points instead of pizza with our NECA IBEW Lightning Round. Still a close game here. Keith Country Day is in triple digits with 100 points. Winnebago has 60. In the break, we had to convince Ryan to stick around because he wanted to go take care of his Lino's Pizza Party already because he won that Bergstrom bonus question for his team. Nice job, Ryan. We have 2 more rounds of the game to play, and the next one is the NECA IBEW Lightning Round, which is where we're at right now. Because of the coin flip, Winnebago and their strangely multiplying bow ties get first choice this week. So the 3 categories for you, Sam, are Black History, 4-letter words, or car.
Black History? I feel more confident about that.
I'm going to go Black History. Okay. Black History.
All right. Name these people, things, and events from African American history. Simple as that. You'll have 60 seconds to go through this category, and then Ryan, you and the team will have 30 seconds to clean up what they don't get. Advice for both teams, sometimes important advice to remember, you can pass. So don't get hung up on one question and let the clock keep going. Sam, are you ready for your first one?
Yes.
Name these people, things, and events from African American history. 1954 Supreme Court case outlawing school segregation.
Brown v. Board.
Correct. Holiday celebrating the Emancipation Proclamation's reading in Texas.
Juneteenth.
Correct. Network used to smuggle escaped slaves north.
Underground Railroad.
Correct. Mostly black group of pilots in the Army Air Forces.
Tuskegee Airmen.
Correct. Constitutional amendment that banned chattel slavery.
13th.
Correct. Author of The Souls of Black Folk.
Washington.
Incorrect. 1967 Supreme Court case permitting interracial marriage.
Loving.
Correct. Fraction in the Constitution used to tabulate slave representation.
5/3. 3/5.
Correct. Cosmetics mogul, the U.S.'s first self-made female millionaire.
I don't know. Pass.
Leader of a namesake 1831 slave rebellion in Virginia.
Nat Turner.
That's correct. Cosmetics mogul, the U.S.'s first self-made female millionaire.
Smith.
Incorrect. There's nothing left to go back to pass. So you only left 2 on the board, right? You added 80 to your score. You are in the lead now at 140. So there's 2 left. Take all 30 seconds if you need it, Ryan, or answer quickly and we can move on. All right, 30 seconds is on the clock. Ryan, are you ready? Here comes your first one. Author of The Souls of Black Folk.
Dubois.
Correct. Cosmetics mogul, the U.S.'s first self-made female millionaire.
Rihanna.
Incorrect. That's the only one left. So between the 2 teams, we almost cleared that whole category. There's 1 left. The cosmetics mogul, Madam C.J. Walker. She founded the Walker Manufacturing Company in the early 1900s. So a little bit before your answer there. Now, Ryan, it's your choice of the two categories that are left. By the way, our scores right now are Winnebago in the lead by 30 points. The two categories, Ryan, are 4-letter words or car.
4-letter words.
All right. This could be a fun category, huh? Based on that topic? Not quite as fun as you think it is. Give us these 4-letter words, each of which contain just one vowel. That's the description. Clock is started at 60. Same rules apply as that first round. And then 30 seconds for you and the team, Sam, for whatever they don't get to. Remember that pass option. Ryan, are you ready for your first one? Give these 4-letter words, each of which contain just one vowel. Skirt worn in the Scottish Highlands.
Kilt.
Correct. Urban haze caused by pollutants.
Smog.
Correct. Yellow portion of an egg.
Yolk.
Correct. Likelihood of something happening.
Pass.
Cleverly skillful.
Pass.
To crouch.
Squat.
Incorrect. Wearing shoes.
Clad.
Incorrect. Cross-like symbol with a loop at its top.
Ink.
Correct. Serious criticism or anti-aircraft munitions.
Pass.
To perform in public for money.
Show.
Incorrect. Likelihood of something happening.
Luck.
Incorrect. Cleverly skillful. And that's our time. So not bad. 40 points added to your score. You're in the lead now by 10, but there's 60 left for you, Sam, but only 30 seconds to get to those available points. Are you ready?
Okay. Yep.
Here we go. Give these four-letter words, each of which contain just one vowel. Likelihood of something
Odds.
happening. Correct. Cleverly
Pass.
skillful. To crouch.
Pass.
Wearing shoes.
Pass.
Serious criticism.
Flack.
Correct. To perform in public.
Busk.
Correct.
Okay. What do you think?
Cleverly skillful.
Sly.
Incorrect. To crouch.
Kneel.
Incorrect. Wearing shoes.
Shoed.
Incorrect. Those last three were tough. I will run them down for you really quick, and we'll get to our. This is a close game right now. Cleverly skillful is deft. To crouch, we would have taken a couple, either duck or bend. And wearing shoes, also a term maybe if we had thrown, or if you thought of maybe putting horses, or putting shoes on horses, shod. S-H-O-D is the wearing shoes 4-letter word. All right, we have a 20-point game, and in our next round, that's basically one question between our two teams. Winnebago's got 170, Keith Country Day has 150. A seat in the Final Four is on the line after this break. Man, this last game of our Elite Eight round, it's going into our Final Four, has been tight the whole game. And it can't get much tighter than this unless it was a tie score. There's only one question separating our two teams because in our final challenge, each question is worth 20 points. As we sit right now, Winnebago is on top by those 20 points. It's 170 to 150. Let's see how we do. The final seat in our Final Four is on the line. Take a deep breath, contestants. Hands on your buzzers. And again, wait for me to call your name before you answer and say that answer loudly and clearly. Good luck. Here we go with the first question in our final challenge. In 2022, the NFL announced that one annual event would be Merrick.
Pro Bowl.
Yes, discontinued after 70 years, replaced by a skills contest and a flag football game. First points of the round goes to Bago. What symbol, which precedes a fragment in a URL and a comment in Python, is above the three Nangba?
Backslash.
Incorrect. I will finish for Winnebago. Is above the 3 on a QWERTY keyboard and is the first character in a hashtag. Dylan.
A pound.
Yep, pound sign, number sign. We would have taken either one of those. What player who in 2011 signed a 10-year deal with the Angels returned at age 42 to the St. Louis Cardinals and hit his 700th Billy?
Pujols.
Yes, we'll take that. Albert Pujols. His 700th home run in 2022 recently became a special assistant for the Angels. In 1901, a 63-year-old woman named Annie Edson Taylor was the first person to survive going over what international, Carson?
Niagara Falls.
Yes, international landmark in a wooden barrel. A dream of a snake eating its tail inspired Auguste Kekulé to discover the structure of what aromatic compound, Sam?
Benzene.
Yes, with formula C6H6. What archipelago is home to Fort Jefferson, which is in Dry Tortugas National Park, and the southernmost city in the contiguous U.S., Key West? Billy?
Florida Keys.
That is correct. What country where the 2022 death of Mahsa Amini led to protests? Sam?
Iran.
Yes, which women publicly removed and burned their hijabs. The first act of the musical Wicked ends with what song, which ends with Elphaba rising above Oz on a broomstick? Sam?
Villainous.
Incorrect. Keith? Rockford's Emily Rogers is currently Elphaba's understudy, and she sings Defying Gravity. Which English king, which in legend was opposed by Robin Hood, succeeded his brother, Carson?
John.
Correct. His brother Richard the Lionheart, and reluctantly signed the Magna Carta. What U.S. president was the last one eligible to run for a third term, as he was Merrick?
Truman.
That's right. He was in office when the 22nd Amendment was ratified. What country, the setting of Edgar Allan Poe's story The Pit and the Pendulum, is where the Catholic monarchs targeted heretics with the Inquisition? Merrick?
Spain.
That is also correct. 3 in a row for Winnebago. The phrase, tender is the night, comes from what English romantic poem, which ends by asking, do I wake or sleep? And Sam?
Ode to a Nightingale.
That's right, addressed to the title bird. You didn't even need that clue. What materials have a band gap exceeding 3 eV, include dielectrics and plastics? Dylan?
Capacitors.
Incorrect. I'll finish for Keith. Block current flow and are commonly wrapped around electrical wires. Ryan?
Insulators.
That is correct. And that is the last question. It's not enough. Winnebago pulls away at the end. Congratulations, Winnebago. You are moving along to the Final Four. Maybe it's because now all 4 of you have bow ties on. Dylan and Sam have been assimilated. Congratulations. You are moving on. Sounded like there was some applause starting. It might be a good time to clap. And Keith, did you see the sportsmanship there? And Keith, all the team members over there were clapping as well. You played a fantastic game. It was so much fun to watch. You also, Ryan, you got some redemption pizza for the team. Fantastic, right? How many of you are seniors? So Nangba, Billy, and Ryan. Oh, man. Okay, so that means, Colby, you have the goal of forming a new team next season and leading them to victory. You think, is that a no? Oh, you guys need to work on him about his confidence level, all right? And obviously, Ryan, you get the redemption pizza. Billy, we'll see you next week in our All-Star game. Sam, same for you. Then we'll also see Sam and the rest of his team when they move on to the Final Four to take on Morrison. But we hope to see you next weekend for that All-Star game. Thanks for watching.